It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And on one of the epic nights in the NBA, welcome one and all to the All-Star Game on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside former All-Star Shaquille O'Neal and a guy who has watched the All-Star Game a lot, Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your name. You've watched it a lot as well.
And I'm fixing to watch another one. Tonight, we'll see the East All-Stars playing against the West All-Stars. And even though today won't count in the standings, still such an exciting day in the NBA, and both teams are up for this one. And how much fun is this? The All-Star Game officially upon us, typically a high-scoring, fast-breaking affair. Shaq, any reason to think it's going to be anything different this time around?
Well, there are no more Dikembe.
Hi, everyone. Welcome you to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
And you know what? This is probably, Kevin, my favorite date on the NBA calendar. I mean, with the amazing collection of players we have here tonight, this year promises to be an epic event.
Absolutely.
Guys, it always is. I mean, the privilege of playing in this game means so much to every one of these players. I mean, being on this huge stage brings out the best in the NBA's biggest superstars.
With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for the West All-Stars, they've got Nowitzki. Klay Thompson is out there with Curry. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Cousins in at the 5 down low.
And, you know, this game, in a lot of ways, guys, has belonged to the Western Conference the entire decade. I mean, and last year they got the job done again. So although it did come down to the wire, the end result still was Western Conference dominance. And we've got a collection of the greatest players in the world here. I mean, and playing in an event where they can really let it all hang out.
And that's exactly why we always come away with such great memories. I mean, because they really do try to give the fans as many highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish? And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand, the biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
Paul Millsap is checked in for the East. James comes in for DeMar DeRozan.
And there's such a sense of history that surrounds the All-Star Game. I mean, this is the 65th time this event has been held. And you think back on all the legends of the NBA. They've all made their mark in some way on this contest.
Now here's LeBron. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Now let's find out what head coach Steve Kerr had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Coach joked about how he planned for this game. He said that he took a look at the roster of the other conference and realized that there is no way to plan for all the talent and superstars on the other side of the ball, saying, if I had to actually try and stop them from scoring, I might lose my mind. We don't want to see that, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And you talked about NBA legends, Greg, putting their stamp on this game. How about, for instance, Wilt Chamberlain's 42 points and 24 rebounds in that 1962 All-Star game?
Wow, I mean, that was amazing. What about Michael Jordan following up his epic win in the '88 Slam Dunk Contest with 40 points and the MVP award as well the next night? So just so many great memories from this event.
And it's the East All-Stars with the ball, following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins. Here's Champ. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. The East All-Stars shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And you know, there were a couple of records that fell at last year's All-Star game, but to me, the most shocking one of all, the number of three-pointers made. 48. I mean, the teams, they combined for 48 threes.
Leonard attacking. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one. Leonard's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Millsap passes to Clutch. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Inside, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
And those 48 three-pointers you talked about, Greg, the previous high for threes in an All-Star game was 30. So that's what I call shattering a record, huh? Man, oh, man.
It was insane. And really, that speaks to the evolution of the game as well. The game has become far more perimeter-oriented in terms of the skill set.
Here's Champ. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an All-Star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star week. And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now. And guys, just thinking back to last year's All-Star game, I mean, something that was really special. How about the sight of Pau and Marc Gasol, 2 brothers facing each other on the opening jump ball?
.143 left to play in the first quarter. That moment when the Gasol brothers competed for the opening tip really was unique. It was the first time 2 siblings have ever started an NBA All-Star game.
And you could sense, Kevin, that the significance was not lost on them. They both talked about how much it meant to them. It was just a really cool moment to be a part of.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Pass to lights out. Here's Clutch. No luck. Good D by Thompson. Leonard kicks to Curry. The dish to Cousins. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Cousins has got his first bucket in this one.
And if you remember last year, I mean, no star shined brighter in this game than Russell Westbrook. How about 41 points, just one off Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record. And I'd say Russell was a very deserving MVP. And no player in the league has done more to earn his spot in this game than he has. I mean, he's having a terrific season.
He sure is. Excellence on a consistent basis for him. I mean, he's been their rock all year.
And the shot is good. That All-Star game scoring record of Wilt Chamberlain, which Westbrook came so close to breaking last year, has now, Greg, been on the books for over 50 years.
Unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, when Westbrook had that 27 points at halftime, I thought for sure that that record was going to go down.
Clutch. Here's Champ. And the rebound goes to the West All-Stars.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Kept alive. Cousins dishes to Curry. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Well, the All-Star Game D is in full effect. They typically clamp it down in the second half.
Some great action.
Get ready for your East All-Star Dance.
And we welcome you back to the NBA All-Star Game as we get set to begin the second quarter.
And guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
We're a little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
Paul Millsap out there with Champ. Then there's lights out, and it's Clutch. And it's James in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
And guys, you know, we've had some All-Star Game shootouts over the years, but really nothing compares to what we saw last year. The teams combined for 321 points. That's just mind-boggling.
Cousins has gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go tonight.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see. Both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Leonard, no luck.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
James checked in for Paul Millsap. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. A beautiful reverse layup. Clutch has got his second bucket of the night.
Are you kidding? I mean, this is an all-star finish if ever I've seen one.
And that's one of the plays people are going to remember and talk about from this year's game for sure.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. And it's 8 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Not a lot in the way of defense here tonight, but you know, that's about the norm.
Yep, this game is always going to be about offense. About entertaining these fans as much as possible.
The shot no good. Nice D from Cousins.
Trash.
Here's the break. Here's Leonard. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Now it's a 5-point West All-Star lead.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And there's the call on Durant. That'll be his second foul of the game. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's James, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Here's West now.
He'll beat you in 2K, big fella.
Cousins. Baseline jumper. LeBron grabs the miss. Quarter two and just under
He'll
2.5 minutes gone
break your
by.
ankle, boy.
Here's Champ. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. And it's now only a 1-point West All-Star lead. Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. The strategy included running the offense through Russell Westbrook. Coach reminded his guys that he is the centerpiece of their offense, and he's the one they want with the most freedom to operate. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Lets it go from 11. Hayward can hit. Here's Champ, defended by Durant. Chance there to take the lead, missing.
Hit you, trash boy.
It's the front of the rim and out.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Hayward goes in. The quick look, no good that time. Here are the East All-Stars. LeBron passes to LeBron, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Durant wide open, he fires, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, teammate to teammate on the assist that time.
Well, the communication between them, that's what we see
LeBron sucked too. Emoji astonished face. Emoji thumbs down.
I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
And some changes here for the West All-Stars. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Durant. Klay Thompson comes in for James Harden. And Paul subbed in for Russell Westbrook. On the pass to Champ. Back to Thomas. LeBron outside. Just 4 to shoot. Nowitzki with the steal. Paul outside. That's a floater go. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And guys, Dirk Nowitzki once again in the All-Star game this season. His 14th appearance, and he is always a pleasure to watch, whether it's a competitive or exhibition game.
And the second free throw, good. And you might remember in last year's All-Star game, Dirk had some outstanding moments.
Yeah, how about the big one was for me catching the alley-oop from Steph Curry at this stage. I mean, Dirk himself even had to laugh at his ability to get up there. I think he might have surprised himself with that dunk.
Down low and stolen by James. Stops, pops. Here's Champ, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Here's Clutch. The kick out to LeBron. To the middle. Got a piece of it. And taken away by Paul. Knocked away. Here's the break. Ahead. The finish. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket in transition.
Aggressive play, attacking basketball, on the attack, full throttle. I love it.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
And the first half is now in the books. East All-Stars lead by 8. And we'll be back right after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the first half of the All-Star game. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the...
And welcome back to the second half of the NBA All-Star Game. Always an exciting night of basketball.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the temperature to start to rise here a little bit in this second half.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you there. I think we'll see a little less showmanship and a little more intensity from here on out.
On the floor for the West All-Stars, Curry is out there with Thompson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Nowitzki in at the power forward position. Left side, Curry. Shot no good. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. The drive by James. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's LeBron. That is good. James has got the lead back up to 10 now for the East All-Stars. Curry against Thomas. And he gets it to go. 6 points for Steph Curry.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Outside Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. There's Clutch. He's covered by Thompson. Cousins pulls it in.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas.
All-Stars ball. Timeout West All-Stars.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
East All-Stars on defense. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Passes it to Champ. Outside for Thomas. The West All-Stars pull it in. Cousins has got his 6th rebound on the night. Thompson outside. Dishes it to Cousins. Curry kicks to Thompson. They get it back. Nowitzki. James with some nice D.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Cousins with a screen on James. On the wing, Thompson. It's hauled in by Thomas.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And there's the feed to Cousins. Lock at 6. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams, like it did last year, who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward.
Pass to Clutch. Lets it go from 14. Green for 2 points. And it's a 12-point East All-Star league.
Sup, bro?
And so here are the West All-Stars. And Curry, here we go. And he banks into layup. Curry's got 8.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Curry's gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. Leonard against James. Rejection by Leonard. Thompson outside. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by LeBron. And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist by Leonard. 5 points in the game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
The pass to Clutch. Here's Champ. He's guarded by Cousins. Here's Champ. It's rebounded by the West.
Curry is not ding good.
Cousins has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. A shot by Thompson and no one's around. Connects from 3-point range. And now it's only a 5-point East All-Star lead.
Doing.
Here's Champ. He's guarded by Cousins. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Nowitzki a screen.
Play is go.
Fires from deep. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 5 assists in the game. LeBron outside. Passes it to Champ. And stolen by Cousins. Leonard. You know what? We've been having a great time here, and we hope you have been too. The All-Star Game coverage continues. Thanks again for tuning in here to 2K Sports.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
LeBron James is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Champ. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Clutch in at the 2. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Here's Champ, defended by Durant. Here's Champ. A terrific shot on the turnaround. Here is Lillard. Feeds it to Nowitzki. He kicks it to Paul. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. 13 feet away. Bank shot, no good. Clark, plenty of drama in this one so far.
And I would not be surprised if it goes right down to the buzzer.
And that one's good by LeBron.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Paul. Outside Durant. And stolen by LeBron. Here's Clutch. No good. The West All-Stars will go the other way with it. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Three-pointer. Westbrook can't get it to go.
The clear look at the hoop.
W3N33D to com 3 back, so W3 Don take the L.
Here's Champ. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
Yeah, you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Ball's knocked loose. Westbrook with the steal. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's James. Here's Clutch. Oh, and that one.
Why the person talking slow, Chris?
No question, powered it down.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight. Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Looking at who's out there now for the West. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Gasol. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's James Harden in for Lillard. Back to Nowitzki. Lets the three fly. East grabs the miss. Champ's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the West.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
On the wing, James. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the East All-Stars.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Champ.
Talk about a terrific game for Champ. He has 9 rebounds now and 3 assists as well. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
And so he hits both. Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 13.
All we get.
1:57 left to play in the final quarter. .157 left in the fourth quarter. And Leonard has it in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists tonight.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Shot is off. Good D by James.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand. And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Thomas inside. He's covered by Westbrook. Upside Thomas. Good. Thomas got the lead up to 14 now for the East All-Stars.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Locked and down, though.
Control on that one. Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
To the paint, deflects the pass, and stolen by James. Here's Champ. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's Nowitzki. Here's Thompson. Puts up the baby hook, and it's good off the glass.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Here's Clutch. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Clutch. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Outside Westbrook. So it's the East All-Stars winning this one easily.
And for the Eastern Conference, they score the victory on their home turf.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And this year's All-Star Game, another classic in a long history of tremendous All-Star games. And we've got some highlights to show you of one performer tonight who stood out, earning the honors of All-Star Game MVP.
Well, he had fun out there. He also didn't shy away from putting on that flash and pizzazz to make the highlights. I thought he gave the fans a gutsy performance. All the celebrities stopped looking at me and started waving at him. We had a couple of good candidates, but he deserved it.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that'll do it for this year's All-Star Game. Some splendid.
East Side getting the W, emoji cool smile, emoji flexed biceps, emoji crown, emoji money bag, emoji sun with face. Ah, Chirac. Bulls.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. It's got to be a relief to see Pau Gasol back hale and hearty and ready to go.
Yeah, and the fans have been waiting for this moment for a while. I'll bet they're going to let him know how happy they are to have him back on the court. He's worked extremely hard to return to the lineup as quickly as possible. I know he's been waiting for this day, too.
You're right, and you have to be impressed with the way they played while he was out. I mean, give them credit. They dug deep, and they found a way to keep winning games.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Chicago right now, lights out there with Clutch. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Champ in at the 3 spot. Shumpert in the corner. There's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Ooh, just shook his man loose with a crafty play inside.
And then the dunk just tops it off beautifully.
High-level skills being showcased out there now, fellas. I mean, that was a terrific hoop.
Chicago shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season. Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
And here's Irving. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Lakers.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists.
Love with a wide-open look and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
James dishes to Gasol, and he gets it to go.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Outside Irving. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
Here's Irving after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And Gasol sends it back. Inside. Champ, the pass to Clutch. Here's Champ. Looking for Gasol, who gets it there. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The screen from Thompson. And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Love kicks to Shumpert. 5 to shoot. Love with the screen on LeBron. Layup off the pick. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And LeBron has been in the postseason every year since his rookie season. Last year he passed Jerry West on the all-time postseason scoring list. I'm sure he'll just continue to climb up the record book.
And for LeBron in the playoffs last season, he did more than just score. Clark, he did it all and really stepped his game up when Kevin Love went down, when Kyrie Irving was hobbled. He covered every base.
Yep, and that's what's so impressive about LeBron in the playoffs. Everybody expects him to lead and hit big shots, and he never lets them down. Very rarely does he come up short in big moments.
So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
Now here's LeBron. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game. Cannot hit. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's the lob to the hoop.
Nice bucket there. I mean, they are playing really, really smart basketball.
IQ basketball, smartphone basketball, whatever you want to call it. Even though the lead's not that large, they're still in charge right now.
Irving kicks to Love. Pass to Thompson. Gasol with the steal. Here's Champ. He's covered by Irving. Gasol against Shumpert. A nice shot by Gasol. Gasol's got 12 points in the game.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Irving attacking. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch.
Clutch. That's his first personal foul. Cavaliers timeout. Fans, you gotta get loud.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Now, here's Gasol. 12 points for him. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. And a look now at our 2K leaderboard to see which wingmen have come away with the most steals over the past month. LeBron James third.
And this is the set of guys that can do as much or more damage with their defense as they can with their offense. They know how to swoop in for a steal from anywhere on the floor.
Would be nice to find a steals chart to see where they're getting all their pilfers from. These are small forwards, though, who play 94 feet of defense.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Clutch the pass to Gasol. To the paint, Champ. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And so here's Cleveland after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
Here's LeBron after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. To the inside. Here's Love. That drops. Love's got 7.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Gasol. 12 points for him.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And it's good.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Irving. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's Chicago. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every.
I go back and I'm able to, you know.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there, caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Chicago.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Smith is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Irving. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Fry in at center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Irving kicks to Smith. And Gasol sends it back. Here's Clutch. And here's a nice one-handed slam.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
There's the dish to Dellavedova. Passes to LeBron. All sorts of time. Misses off the left iron.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
And Cleveland making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Smith outside. James outside. Dishes to Fry. And another miss by Cleveland. Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now around 27, 7 and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league, and he proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly one of the all-time greats.
You know, he just like every other coach can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. No one near Smith as he lets it go. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Tacked a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Clark
Yes,
bringing it down
sir.
hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Pick. By Mozgov. Dellavedova dishes to Mozgov. Pick by Mozgov. 6 to shoot. Here's Smith. And it's Smith again missing. Chicago leading by 9. The pass to Champ. Outside for Gasol. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And the shot is good.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
LeBron drives in, and good on the basket. Book it.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
That's a 2 from Dellavedova, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
LeBron James on the wing. Covered by LeBron. Here's lights out. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got his 3rd assist on the night. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Here's Mozgov, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
And it's Dellavedova missing. Chicago leading by 12. To the inside. It's taken away by Smith. An even 3-on-3 break. Cleveland moving it around. LeBron kicks to Smith. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Hakeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
LeBron kicks to Smith. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first half. Here's Love. Knocks down the 10-footer. Love's got 9 points. For Chicago, they've gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. Here's Champ. Outside for Gasol. And it's Chicago scoring again.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
They set the screen. Elbit over, the pass to James. Just 5 on the clock. A fader. There's his 3rd field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots. For Chicago, they won their last contest that game against the Atlanta Hawks.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated. Well, I love that aggression. Forget about the tip. Just grab the thing and slam it home.
Well, what a way to get second chance points.
And don't take any risk while you're doing it.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
The clock runs.
Guys, I'm here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Some excellent work early from Pau Gasol. He ended up with 22 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the 3rd. And what about Pau Gasol? I mean, he's been sensational.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player is. Has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Chicago leading by 12. So for Chicago right now, we've got Champ, lights out there with Clutch. Then it's Pau Gasol, and it's James in at the 4. Here's Gasol. They get it back.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort. Play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Look from Love, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Love's got 13 points.
You can't say enough about his individual performance. I don't think you can overstate it. I mean, even if the all-around team effort's been lacking, this guy's been on top of things.
Here's lights out, covered by Irving. Thompson against Gasol. Gasol missing again.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Outside Irving. Love dishes to Thompson. That's in there. Love with the assist. Thompson's got his second bucket tonight. Well, and watching Kevin Love, he can do everything on the offensive end. York. He's been that way really his entire career, going back to high school.
Yeah, his game is low to the ground, too. Takes you on and beats you with skill. A passer and an excellent IQ.
Timeout, Cleveland. Fans, you gotta get loud. Come on.
Timeout called Cleveland.
And talking about Love, last season was a tricky one for him. So much of his post offense was taken away by the Cavs scheme. So he just made up for it by averaging the second most threes of his career.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Irving sets a screen for LeBron. The three, and Irving gets it to go on the assist by James. Irving's got it back down to within single digits for Cleveland.
You know, for Kevin Love, last season was the first time as a pro that he's been asked to defer on offense. Not just to LeBron, but to Kyrie as well. You can bet he and Chris Bosh now have a lot to talk about.
LeBron kicks to Gasol. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. That's good. 10 points for Champ.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Irving a screen on James. Right side, Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
A little shot fake there, got the D out of position. 8 points for Clutch.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Irving kicks to Shumpert. Poke loose, and that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. With a break in the action, time for a rundown now of the most accurate shooters at small forward over the last 10 games. And you look at Clutch, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks. And, of course, Champ, he also shoots the ball so well. One of the best. Irving from long range. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Irving's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Cavs. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Stolen by Thompson. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Irving drives in, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Paul Gasol.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Lights Out. Over the last month, he has been spectacular, averaging about 22 points per, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Yeah, you know, you just plug him in. He's a flat-out scoring machine. When you plug him up, let him go.
Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Here's Lights Out. He's got 8. It's hauled in by Fry. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Kicks it to Love. Shot from 12. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. It's tipped. Here's Irving. Can't get it to go. Gasol with the defensive effort.
You know, they've been outstanding on the boards. It's a big reason why they've got a lead. Doing the dirty work down low.
We call that a collabo because everybody's boxing out and making sure they secure the glass.
They set the pick. Outside Irving. This one for 3. Again, Irving missing. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
Love, no luck.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Love. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
All right, Doris.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP and a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest. And I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
Well, talking about Channing Frye last year, the three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, landing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really... wants to realize his potential.
Chicago shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Goes up on the high post, connects, the jumper drops. And that's 12 points for Kyrie Irving.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Pass to Gasol, and stolen by Love. That's a 2 from Smith, and no good trying to get that one. And as we end the third quarter. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Kevin Love out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Iman Shumpert. Then there's Irving. And it's Thompson in at the center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Here's Irving. Second shot opportunity. And Thompson with the nice bucket inside. Thompson's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Cavs. Now here's Gasol. Pass to Clutch. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Smith outside. He kicks it to Thompson. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Thompson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
LeBron passes to Gasol. To the middle. Clutch. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
LeBron's checked in for the Cavaliers.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
They get a hand on it. Shumpert dishes to Irving. There's a good screen. 6 to shoot. He feeds it to Love. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Love.
Chicago ball.
Here's lights out. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Here's Champ, and there's the feed to Gasol. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. The dish to Irving. Down low, and Thompson throws it down.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful 2-hand, Jim. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
They're fortunate that one was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. To the inside, Clutch, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
No good from LeBron.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
LeBron kicks to Irving. Can't get it to go. James with some nice D.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Irving kicks to Love. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Shumpert with the steal. On the wing, James. All alone. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Champ's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Gasol's in the post. Guarded by Shumpert. And Gasol gets it to go. Gasol. Gasol's got 30. Pau Gasol with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they got to figure out how to contain it.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Needs it to Love. But they get it back. Nobody near Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 14 points for Kyrie Irving. Chicago leading by 10. Outside Gasol. Champ the pass to Gasol. Stolen by Thompson.